In this video, I am going to use the chain rule to find the derivative of this function. The best way to find the derivative of this function, x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 raised to the power 20, is to express it as a composition of two functions. So let's go ahead and define a function. Let's call it g of x, and g of x is x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4. Now, I kind of want you to think of g of x in this way. It takes an input x, it raises the power of the input to 5, and also it raises the power of the input to 4, and then takes these two results and add them. Okay? The reason I want you to think of it this way is that it makes you understand the internal functionality of a function, how it actually works, and that will help you understand function composition. Now let's define g of x to be a function. F of x to be a function which is going to be x to the power 20. All f does is takes the input x and raises it to the power of 20. Now you can see f composed with g of x, f composed with g of x, which is f of g of x, and that is going to be, this is just the definition, and that is going to be f of, what is g of x? We already have it, which is x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4. Now, what is f going to do to its input? Now it comes into the scene. X takes the input and raises the power of it to 20. So it's going to take the input, this whole thing, think of it as one input. Many times the students and the learners, they think that, these are two different things going into the function. No, the function can handle, this is a single variable function. It can take in only one input value, not two input values. So what's going to happen, this whole thing, x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4, added together will create one input to this function f. Now what f does to its input is raises the input to the power of 20. So that's going to give me x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 raised to the power 20. Now in essence, you just found that y is equal to f composed with g of x, which is equal to x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 raised to the power 20. Please note that this is the same as this. Now, let me just remind you of the composition rule, okay? F composed with g prime of x, so it's a function composition, and if you want to find the derivative of it, what do? It's going to be f prime of g of x times g prime of x. Now, what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead and find the derivative of these guys. So what is g prime of x? G prime of x is very easy using the power rule and a rule for addition for derivatives. You can just easily write it as x to the power 5. The derivative of it is going to be 5 times x to the power 5 minus 1. X to the power 5 minus 1, which is 4. Plus the derivative of x to the power 4 using the power rule is going to be 4 times x to the power 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So I found one derivative. So I need to find the second guy, which is this. What is f prime of g of x? Okay? Which, by the way, is f prime of g of x is going to be x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4. Now, once again, this is where things are a little bit subtle or different than what you are used to. If you think of it as a variable u, what you are looking for is f prime of u. You are taking derivative with respect to u. So typically, you are used to seeing something like this, f prime of x is equal to df over dx. This little x here is telling you that you are taking derivative with respect to x. But here you are going to be taking derivative with respect to u. So you are technically finding f prime of u, which is going to be df over du. But do keep in mind, it is actually something else. U is even though it's a variable, but it is kind of a slightly different version of the regular variable that you are used to, like the x, which is just a single thing. This is actually x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4. And I'm using this x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 just to clarify that u is actually representing these guys. So now, if you take the derivative of this guy, so that is going to be what? Using the power rule. So this is x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 raised to the power 20. Now x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 should be treated as u. So it's technically is going to be kind of like f prime of u, which is going to be u to the power 20. You take the derivative of it with respect to u. That's going to give you, using the power rule, 20 times u to the power 20 minus 1, which is 19. That is, by the way, 20 times, but u is x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4, then that's raised to the power 19. So you found this derivative, which is this. You found this derivative, which is this. You just need to multiply them. If you multiply it, you're going to get 20 x to the power 5 plus x to the power 4 raised to the power 19 times 5x to the power 4 plus 4x cubed. And this is how, by the way, folks, you are going to get the derivative of this function with respect to x. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.